Good morning. It is my great pleasure to be here to share with you about climate smart, resilient, and resource-wise cities during the COVID-19 crisis. It is intended to shape a resilient post-COVID-19 urban era. Let me introduce myself. I'm the Professor Emeritus at Seoul National University. At the same time, I'm a president of the Korea Eco-City Network. Having said that, let me move on to what I would like to do. I would like to start with why we need planning approach to the Green Deal and Corona-19 issues. And then move on to the innovative urban planning and management model, which is designed to shape what I call new urban normal. And then I will focus on sectoral platform solutions to implement the model which I'm going to talk about, followed by nature-based green recovery and green project activities. In particular, coronavirus stimulus measures. And then at the end of my lecture, I will draw short conclusion, which is I would like to emphasize actions toward a new urban normal. Here I have some the need for new approaches to urban planning and management. COVID-19 and the Green Deal movement across the globe are affecting urban planning and management, meaning the COVID-19 and the Green Deal movement could be are instrumental to the shape new approach to urban planning and management. Very recently, the UN Habitat launches new initiatives, which is called the Urban Research and Education in the Wake of the Corona-19 focusing on impact and future prospects. I hope this lecture will contribute to the future initiative for the UN Habitat and university initiatives. Here I have the interesting diagram which shows the newly emerging areas for urban planning and management. COVID-19 measures can be used to improve human health, as you can see in the middle circle. And the left-hand side circle can show, it shows the Green Deal to implement the United Nations 2030 agenda and sustainable development. And climate change measures which contribute to avoid climate impact and contribute to sustainable use of the resources should be part of the integrated approach to urban planning and management. Now move on to some emerging planning issues with particular emphasis on the impact of the global crisis on planning communities, which should be analyzed to overcome climate and health crisis, and to plan new urban spatial structure to promote untapped activities in cities in the wake of the Corona-19. Even after the Corona-19. And here I have the why we need for solutions. We need a sustainable way out of the crisis and an exit committed to infectious disaster, green environment, and the climate action. It is important to note that cities on the front lines of COVID-19. As cities respond to effects of global crisis at the local level, building urban resilience is more critical than ever before. In particular, urban planning and management options should be expanded for multipurpose coexistence policy, which incorporate climate emergency, post-COVID-19, and the Green New Deal. Now I would like to share with you some the information on Green Deal movement, which will be part of the planning models and the planning process, which I will touch on later on. Different continents and countries have different principles and project activities for the Green Deal policy strategy. In the case of the European Commission, Green Deal is an integral part of the European Commission's strategy to implement the United Nations 2030 agenda and sustainable development goals. The EU emphasized that to deliver the European deal, there is a need to rethink policies for clean energy supply across the economy, industry, production, and consumption, large-scale infrastructure, transport, food systems, construction, even taxation and social benefit. Interestingly enough, the European EU, they promote and invest in the necessary digital transformation and tools as this essential. They regard these are essential enablers of the changes. They also emphasize preservation of the restoration of natural urban ecosystem as described in this figure 2. This figure includes the various elements of the European Green Deals, such as smart grid, hydrogen networks, and energy storage with the storage technique as an example. It must be emphasized that transforming the European Union's economy for a sustainable future. Here I have some technology which will be employed for European Commission Green Deal strategy. One of the main features of the EU Green Deal strategy is the use of blockchain technology for the sustainable development goals and climate in the digital era. The European Union has very recently announced the plans to set aside 25% of proposed $826 billion coronavirus proposal for climate-friendly measures, such as building retrofits, clean energy, electric vehicles, and sustainable land use. If the recovery plan, like the proposal, goes through, it could be most significant green investment in history. Now I would like a little bit touch on South Korean examples. South Korea embraces European Union-style Green Deal for COVID-19 recovery. Potential project activities for the Korean Deal and New Deal include the Digital Green New Deal project, such as the carbon tax, hydrogen strategy, and the online digital untapped business for informal workforce, including women, during and after COVID-19 recovery. I will move on to the COVID-19 recovery plan, which is instrumental for urban planning and development. In light of steep declines in transit ridership and municipal budget as a result of COVID-19, transit providers are rapidly becoming more reactive and nimble in their offerings. The approach which can be used for COVID-19 recovery plan include the decision tree, which is the designed for predicting severe causes of COVID-19 with help from AI and artificial intelligence and machine learning. Artificial intelligence expert can analyze the historical patterns of coronavirus disease cases with big data and help to move intelligent decisions with the predictions of the possible cases of the COVID-19. And potential project activities for the post-COVID-19 recovery plan include the post-lockdown public space management and also public facilities management for social distancing. I have some lessons learned from the COVID-19 lockdown cities. In Paris, they found the different types of the traffic management and expanded the bicycle lanes. The subsidy for companies acquiring electric vehicles has been doubled, all in the last few months. The demand for bicycle delivery services in Paris has led to an expansion of gig-based jobs in this sector and increased use of those bike lanes, which give us some ideas how the potential project activities can be implemented in different cities. With the information and trend which I have mentioned so far, I would like to think of innovative urban planning and management model which can contribute to shape a new urban normal for climate smart, resilient, and resource-wise cities. Obviously, reopening of our cities in midst of the COVID-19 for Green New Deal calls for different approaches, new urban planning and management. Therefore, city leaders can work together to create climate-smart, resilient, and resource-wise cities with nature, disruptive leadership and technology, and effective planning, which can make decisions that will shape our new urban real normal. In this diagram, you can see the process of what I call state-of-art spatial planning practices, which include the inception phase and urban planning models and the cities knowledge platform. It is here I have to emphasize the nature of the space during the COVID-19 era. Here, the space means two different types of space. One is the physical territorial space. The other one should be digital space. So on top of the physical space planning, we have the different types of the space, which I call digital space, should be imposed on territorial physical space. It is, I think, truly new approach to the spatial planning practices in the near future. I have here practical considerations for the Green Deal and post-COVID-19 in developing urban planning and management models. Remember, in the framework of the space planning, this is kind of the inception phase. For the inception phase of the state-of-art spatial planning practices, we can think of here I have the 17 considerations. Amongst them, I would like to draw your attention, number 7. It is necessary to establish remote control system to protect untapped activities in public areas, meaning the public space and public facilities due to social distancing. So the concept of the digital space can be employed to realize the remote control system in the context of the COVID-19 era. To save time, I will go forward to planning models, spend more time on it. The conceptual model of climate and resource-wise cities is the digitalized connections of the structure and the function of cities with technologies for the Green Deal policies, COVID-19 recovery plans, smart city concept, low carbon cities concept, and resource-wise city concept. It should be carbon concept as shown in figure 4. In this figure, you can find one of the main features, which include the digital overlay of different technology layers for the smart city and concept city and resource-wise city toward the smart urban transformation goals. Details of each technology will be illustrated as my lecture moves on. The picture shows the future image of climate smart, resilient, and resource-wise cities, which illustrate the ecological and climate and Green Deal, the technologies and also implementation tools. In the middle, it embraces the different types of technology which are shown in the outer of this diagram. Now I will talk a little bit about integrated smart planning process. Physical planning for the cities which I talked about is to regulate development and land and resource use in pursuit of green objectives. The planning process can be developed from the normative thought and the problem solving thought. Normative planning process start with goal setting, while problem solving planning process with the issues and problem identification, which can be seen in figure 6. In this diagram, I tried to integrate Green Deal, climate, and COVID-19 issues at each step of the planning process. Now I will describe about sectoral platform solutions with ICT applications to tackle the challenge of climate changes, Green Deal, and COVID-19. Here I have the beautiful diagram which I quoted from Cisco, the communication company. This diagram is the on integration of different sectors such as smart city, smart hospital, smart highway, smart factory, etc. with artificial intelligence and 5G smart city open platform. Each sector platform will be explained respectively in the following the platforms. In terms of the 5G, the city, here in Gangwon province, you can see 5G village. This is located in Pyeongchang, which was developed for the Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games. It is not far from this center. They have used the various types of the digital text within the framework with all of the AI and 5G technologies. Here I have the smart green, blue, white, grid platform, which is a part of the integrated platform. On the top of the left-hand side of this figure, you can see the neural network of the sensors. The data which are collected from the sensor network and devices is related to the sensor gate and the sensor node and gateway node, which is connected with the server, cell, the cell phone, personal cell phone, and database, and computer, the cloud computing, etc., which can be shared with the different types of the stakeholders on the green areas and water and wind area, which is important part of the nature in cities. This one also showed the smart renewable energy connected microgrid platform with the energy storage system. In particular, this diagram shows the interrelationship between produce of the energy and the consumer energy in terms of the prosumer, which is shown on the top of the left-hand side. This one shows the smart rainwater and drainage grid platform. Here it contains different types of the rainwater, the harvesting system, which is connected with the drainage grid in the cities with the sensors and other types of the digital devices. Here, this is a rather interesting diagram, which is called the Smart Wetland Connectivity Platform Solutions. If you look at legend, you can see information center and different types of the monitoring techniques, which are shown on the map. Which every the sensors is connected with each other, which are deployed on the ground. Next, this is integrated sensor and IoT grid platforms. So I can say city is the all about deployment of the sensors in terms of digital space together with the physical space or physical allocation of the urban infrastructure. Here, finally, I have the IoT and the blockchain platforms, which can be utilized for climate action training and carbon accounting and infectious disease, just the information and the data in a transparent manner. Here, four different types of the blockchain models, and if you look at the blockchain model T, it is the model which is designed for sharing the information and the data on the climate change and the infectious disease with the stakeholders. At a minimum, the functionality of each digital platform startup must include the virtualization with the digital twin and GIS and GPS, and the urban computing method and the techniques. The common feature of the platforms, which I have showed to you, a series of the platforms, is sensor connectivity. Wireless sensor network deployed in the field is used to relay data to cell phone database and server, and the remote user through wireless sensor node and gateway via IoT, Internet of Things. Now I will spend a little bit of time on natural-based green recovery, which is an integrated management from hilltops to oceans based on a biological approach. These nature-based solutions for climate energy and clean recovery is regarded to be a newly emerging action for the implementation of integrated spatial planning in terms of the territorial physical space and the digital space. Here, I have one interesting diagram. On the left hand side, the society could embrace economy and politics and environment. Therefore, if you follow this diagram, conventional planning transforms nature. But if you follow right-hand side, the school of thought, bioregional planning transforms society with respect to nature. definition of based solutions according to IUCN is actions to protect sustainability management and restore natural or modified ecosystems, which address societal challenges, which include the COVID-19 and the Green Deal, effectively and adaptively, while simultaneously providing human well-being and biodiversity. A number of studies, however, underscored the importance of the bioregional approach or the watershed area approach, which links hilltops to oceans to global sustainability. An integrated bioregional approach managing from hilltops to ocean is needed to take full advantage of the benefit that nature offers, be they ecological, economic, social, or cultural. Nature-based green recovery activities offer many benefits, including the water sanitation, ecological restoration, and provision of the of sustainable supply of goods and ecosystem services, etc. Here, I have one example of the green finger networks, which is a very essential element for forming the urban structure. I quoted this one from the Hapen, Heidelberg, or Hamburg, or Germany. This one is interestingly enough, the Hapen city is regarded as the big digital city. This city meets the green metropolis by water and also green areas, and with passage with the green finger collections. In this way, the nature can be contribute to create function and structure of city by using watershed concept or bioregional approach for the future cities. Here, I would like to suggest some green project for coronavirus stimulus measures. The green project in cities should navigate post-COVID-19. Then a question is how best to move fast on the right project for post-COVID-19 in terms of the pilot project. This table contains some possible examples of the actionable strategic actions for different categories of climate smart, resilient, and resource cities. On the left-hand side, you can see 4 different types of category, and in the middle strategy, on the right-hand side, some possible project, the content are illustrated. The same information is depicted in this figure. In this figure, in the middle, you can find the key component of mixed land use and integrated urban neighborhood. On top of this kind of the land use map, I tried to put the different layers of elements, such as the digital deal, green deal, and the land and resource deal, and COVID-19 deal. So if you put them together with the conventional special land use, you can lead to comprehensive carbon-centered planning of the planning model, which contains different types of reactionable strategy and the strategy and actions for future cities. The world is facing unprecedented sustainability, resilience, and resource wisdom challenges with very uncertainty that requires a substantial transformation across all aspects of cities. We need courageous action to address the newly emerging challenges for climate-smart, resilient, and resource worldwide cities, which I presented so far. Even though urban planners have paid attention on some aspects of the cities, which I covered in my presentation, the importance of the model and the process which unite the Green Deal, climate change, and the COVID-19 issues will be increasing in the years ahead. It has been my great pleasure to meet you through this particular online e-learning course. Thank you very much.